Minneapolis and the rest of the country are grieving after yesterday's church shooting that took the lives of 2 young children. 14 other children and 3 elderly parishioners were wounded, but thankfully are all expected to survive. The shooter died by suicide at the scene moments before releasing an online video and a manifesto that police are combing through as part of their investigation. Meanwhile, last night in Minneapolis, thousands gathered at a vigil for the victims. Elected officials were on hand to pledge support for the community and all those affected by the shooting. Scripps News correspondent Maura Barrett is live for us in Minneapolis right now. And Maura, you attended one of the vigils last night. How is the community handling all of this? How are they reacting?
Well, Holly, as the sun rises this morning over the church and the school behind me, we've already seen several community members show up to leave flowers and pay their respects. And it was an even larger show of support last night. We attended one of the vigils not far from here, and it was just one of several vigils across the city. And even so, it was attended by easily thousands of people joining together in both tears and prayers to both remember the victims and honor the community and the church. Senator Amy Klobuchar and Governor Tim Walz were there as well, in addition to the Annunciation School principal and other local officials. The Archbishop of St. Paul in Minneapolis gave a homily saying that he hoped that them coming together in prayer would remind the children who are in the hospital last night that they are not alone. He also notably said that there is plenty of work left to be done. He said that there are issues that need to be addressed in civic society, appearing to reference the issue in terms of being able to acquire guns and the gun violence that we've seen at too many schools across the country. And so we were able to speak with some community members as we were leaving the vigil last night. I want you to hear from Heather Zurl, who lived in the area for 20 years and actually was a former teacher at Annunciation, about how she processed the news when she heard about it.
Annunciation, my kids went there for K through 8 school. So a lot of shock that it could happen, but also just really faith in the community, the presence of families and love and togetherness and faith.
I also spoke with 2 high school girls who play, their friends play sports with kids that go to Annunciation. Their siblings go there, and so when they got the announcement, they said that they heard their friends crying in the hallway. It's a very tight-knit community, this church and school, a pillar of this neighborhood. Annunciation Parish releasing a letter to their community late Wednesday, writing, "We are navigating an impossible situation together at this time. No words can capture what we have gone through, what we are going through, and what we will go through in the coming days and weeks, but we will navigate this together." And that was what was exemplified at the vigil that I attended and the others across the city. The parish also noting that they will be in touch with families about when the school will reopen, but not until this weekend, Holly.
And Maura, now that it's been nearly 24 hours since that shooting, what are police focusing on now, and what more do we know about the shooter, or what do we know about the victims?
Well, as you mentioned, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old unfortunately were killed due to the shooting, and 17 other community members were wounded, including those 3 parishioners in their 80s, 14 other children going to the hospital, some with critical injuries, police say, though several were released yesterday, which is good news. The police chief also said that all of the wounded are expected to survive. And so the police chief called this incident a, quote, deliberate act of violence, and they are currently combing through all of their evidence to try to identify a motive. There was that manifesto, the video posted to YouTube scheduled in time for around the time of the shooting that they're looking through. They also obtained 3 search warrants to investigate residences that are associated with the shooter, and they did say that Other firearms were recovered there. And so we are waiting to hear whether there will be an update from the police today. The police did identify the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman, and that Westman fired a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol during the shooting. Police also noted that these guns were acquired legally and recently, and that Westman had no criminal background, though Scripps News was able to attain police reports from several years ago, back in 2018, where police, it was a heavily redacted mental health report. Police had responded to a former address saying that they were doing a welfare check on a juvenile, but that case status was closed and there was no further follow-up according to these police records. And so that's the only information we have in terms of Westman's background. Police say that there was no significant criminal background other than that. And as you mentioned, the shooter died by suicide near the back of the church following the shooter. So as I said, we're waiting to hear if we'll get any updates from police later today. And we do expect a press conference this afternoon from advocates looking to seek action on gun violence. Holly.
All right, and we will check back in with you then. Scripps correspondent Maura Barrett live for us in Minneapolis. Thank you, Maura.